meets machine, full power. Cyborgs on the scene, the final hour. Battle fierce, battle strong. Let's go, let it rip. I'm a big battler, take this challenge. Fight for the right to bring back the balance. Faster than what you've seen before. Let's go, let it rip. Forces and fight as one. We got speed, we got power. Let's go, let it rip.
Welcome back, Your Majesty.
Using Guy to ensure your victory was so clever. It was a brilliant plan.
Now all 8 of the tokens are solely in Sunburst's possession. You have done it, Your Majesty. Sunburst has finally become the leader of Teslandia.
No, not quite yet. There is one more thing I still must do before that happens. We must begin preparations for our next campaign.
Campaign? You mean Hydro?
But Your Majesty, as you know, Hydro's water resources are extremely important to Sunburst.
It may not be the best idea to aggravate them now, since they control our entire water supply.
Your Majesty, we should be able to use the 8 tokens we have finally acquired to terraform most of Teslandia. Won't that be enough for all of us?
We can't unify Teslandia until we have control of those water resources in Hydro. Sunburst's royal family was chased from our home planet. Regaining our former glory and prosperity here in this new land was the greatest desire of my father and his before him. Therefore, isn't it the greatest desire of Sunburst?
Yes.
Therefore, all of Teslandia's tokens only belong to Sunburst. There are no exceptions.
By the way, my king.
What is it now?
After you won the battle decisively, those 2 men who appeared before you.
Oh, so it's you 2 again.
Today you did just as well. No, better than I'd ever expected.
You seem to be quite familiar with them already, but who exactly were those 2 men?
Those 2 men. They are my trusted advisors, kindred spirits who understand me. You don't need to worry about them. Understood?
Kindred.
They're His Majesty's advisors. So, Marius, did you happen to know about any of this at all?
Of course not. That was the first time that I had ever seen those men as well.
I see then. So we all had no idea what was going on. When did His Majesty meet those 2?
Marius, I want you to do some research. Find out everything you can about those men. I'm worried about His Majesty.
Yes. King August.
Are you okay, Nico?
Are you still in pain?
No, I'm fine. Thanks, Sora. And you too, Al.
I can't believe what August did. How can he act however he wants?
So then Guy was just being used by August all along.
That man is willing to do anything to acquire all of the tokens. How is that for a true king?
I wonder if Guy is okay.
You know that guy. He's a tough one after all. I'm sure he will recover really quickly.
But what I'm more interested in are the 2 men who appeared after the battle.
August said that they had been giving him some sort of advice before. Yeah. Who in the world were those two men?
It's clear that they have some kind of connection to August, but I'm not sure exactly what it could be.
August said he had plans to go after Hydro's token immediately. We need to think carefully about whatever our next move is going to be.
What do you mean, carefully? We don't have time to be so slow and cautious in this situation. You're all so useless. That's exactly why I said an alliance with Lightning was pointless. How do you plan to take responsibility for this? Well, Homura? I assume you're prepared to accept the consequences. Homura, you'll get the ultimate punishment. Here, Sid, Jean, your Bay Raiders will be confiscated at once. On my orders, we will prepare to attack Sunburst immediately. Put our first plan into action. Blow up the thermal energy plant and turn Sunburst into a sea of flames as far as the eye can see. What's wrong with you? What are you waiting for? I said begin the plan immediately!
Get a hold of yourself now, General Vargas.
What?
Now that we have lost our tokens, your plan would cause too much destruction to the whole nation of Flame. It's just too reckless and irresponsible. We won't go through with it.
Yes, indeed. And how exactly do you propose we're going to fight the enemy's warriors if you confiscate our Bay battlers only Bay Raiders?
Didn't you even stop to realize that we can't take our tokens back without using the warriors?
You've turned into a bunch of cowards like them! You're going to defy me as well? So you think my plan is reckless, do you? Well, so what if it is? We must be prepared to sacrifice ourselves in order to defeat the enemy. Where is your burning spirit of flame? You have all turned into cowards!
We will not stand for this treatment! We have always been willing to sacrifice ourselves for our nation and countrymen, every one of us! However, we cannot allow our brave soldiers to be sacrificed for a reckless plan that will endanger the welfare of our entire nation!
Huh? What did you say?
The Nation of Flame is not a dictatorship like the Nation of Sunburst!
I make a motion for this council to dismiss General Vargas from office. All those in favor of it, please stand up right now!
What insolence!
The motion passes unanimously. Therefore, General Vargas's decisions are not valid. We will contemplate what to do with you at another time, when we decide. Now back to business. Homura, I know this is sudden and unexpected, but you have new orders.
Sir!
It is clearly understood that King August will be going after the token in Hydro very soon. Therefore, you will move your base to Hydro and stop Sunburst's invasion. As soon as the wounded are treated, you will head straight for Hydro.
Sir!
To Hydro? But what will Ramon have to say about this?
I understand. I agree with everything that you're saying.
So Ramon, you mean...
In these circumstances, we've no other choice. Therefore, I invite you all to Hydro. There is something I wish to tell all of you now as well.
You've something to tell us?
I didn't expect getting access to Hydro would be this easy.
I wonder what Ramon has to tell us. Sounds serious.
I'm curious too.
Well, we'll just have to go there and find out.
We'll be entering Hydro's territory soon. So they've arrived. Welcome to Hydro. I've been waiting for you. Please allow me to show you to our sanctuary. Follow me, please. We've arrived. This is Hydro's sanctuary.
This is... amazing!
There's so much water!
I've heard rumors, but never imagined this much.
Once upon a time, Teslandia was covered with much more water and lush plant life than all that you see here.
Once upon a time?
Yes. Long ago, this was a beautiful planet blessed by nature's boundless abundance in every corner of the world. That is until he came.
What? What's going on?
Is that what ancient Teslandia looked like?
Yes, it is. This is the story I must tell you about. I need to tell you all the reason this beautiful planet became the wasteland you see it as now. Because the truth is that the same force that caused all that destruction is now a danger that Teslandia is facing again.
So what is that danger?
What is that?
It's Dragoon!
Hold on, that's my Carebex fighting Dragoon!
Dragoon, Carebex, each one of the warriors you battlers know, were cyborg creatures created by the original inhabitants of Teslandia. Back in that time, Teslandia's people had a thriving lifestyle. Making their cyborg creations have battles with each other was their favorite form of entertainment in those days.
You mean warrior battles were only entertainment back then?
The warriors were a symbol of strength. They were looked up to by all of the children.
3, 2, 1,
Let it rip! Go! Come on, Spark Dragoon!
Come on, we can't lose, Saber Lion!
Back in those days, the children played with Bay Raiders, and they named them after their favorite warriors. And they reenacted Bay battles just like the warrior battles they watched.
They had Bay Raiders?
So they were nothing more than children's toys?
But Ramon, just how do you know about all of this?
Eventually, all the people grew far too complacent. They were too used to the battles we had and yearned to see stronger and fiercer warrior battles. In response to this, the sponsor of the battles got scientists to create even stronger warriors to do battle, a fierce breed of warrior. To power these new warriors, they used the planetary energy of Teslandia. The energy was called Tesla Joules.
What is this?
Planetary energy?
That was the beginning of the tragedy. The creation of a subspace gate is what made harvesting the Tesla Joules actually possible for us to do. Tesla Joules provided much more power than the scientist had imagined.
So that's
Infernal Fire Drake?
And it's Iron Minotaurus. The scientists were able to create warriors more powerful than ever before. But then there was a malfunction in the T-generators, the systems that regulated the subspace gate, and therefore the absorption of the Tesla Joules. The scientists lost control of the T-generators, and they began absorbing the Tesla Joules, the planet's very life force without end. The vast amount of energy sent the warriors on an unstoppable rampage. They went out of control, and they began destroying the city. The T-generator's rampage destabilized the balance of the planet, and Teslandia was ravaged by natural disasters. The fall of Teslandia had begun.
Awful.
So then it was the warriors that caused the destruction of Teslandia.
Actually, this was all a part of his plan. That person, it was he who gave the scientists the subspace gate technology and helped develop the T-generator, knowing this would happen.
He did it?
Yes, and his name was Dr. Brand, the inventor of the subspace gate.
Dr. Brand? Don't tell me. You planned this from the start?
Yes, that's right. I was the one who programmed those two warriors to keep absorbing unlimited Tesla Joules from your pretty little planet.
Who exactly are you?
My people have wandered through space, absorbing the life force of planets wherever we go. This has been our way for a long, long time, Ramon. And then, here on the planet of Teslandia, we came across a kind of energy called Tesla Joules. Its great power far surpassed our imagination.
So you see, Bran was actually an alien who came to steal Teslandia's planetary energy and lead the planet to its eventual destruction.
An alien?
Yes. However, as it turned out, his plan ended up being foiled by one boy alone.
Okay, let's go, everyone!
To be powerful enough to fight Inferno Fire Drake and Iron Minotaurus, Spark Dragoon, Saber Lion, and Torch Fireblaze had T-generators installed in them. The boy then synchronized his mind with the warriors to control them as they battled the enemy. However, the balance of planetary energy had already been disturbed, and that balance could not be restored. The Tesla Joules the warriors had absorbed could not be returned to the planet. Therefore, the energy had to be put into the tokens. The people of Teslandia sealed the warriors and the tokens inside subspace so that this tragedy would never be repeated again. They wanted to ensure that if the warriors were needed again, only those with pure hearts that could become one with the warriors would be able to summon them. So, they entrusted the Bay Raiders with the key to the future.
So that's the reason we were chosen by the warriors?
After many, many years had passed by, new people eventually came to settle on this planet. They discovered the vast amounts of energy resided in the sanctuaries, and then they found the Bay Raiders. That was when they began fighting the warrior battles.
I see, so you're talking about us now.
Ramon, does that mean your people are...
Most of the people who were the native Teslandians left this planet in search of a new home somewhere far out into space. However, a small group believed that the planet could be revived and stayed behind.
So you mean they then became the people of Hydro?
But when our people came and settled here and colonized, they did not find any signs of intelligent life at all on the planet.
We pretended that we had arrived here at the same time as your people settled here. We did that in order to hide our previous existence on the planet.
Now that I think about it, I suppose it does seem strange that Hydro is the only nation that secured water resources.
We grew very uneasy when your people began fighting warrior battles over the tokens, but we chose to watch without interfering in any of your affairs. However, we were not the only ones watching what you were doing. He has come back to this planet as well.
Huh? Who came back?
Hold on, you mean Bran?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The two other warriors that Guy and August can summon, Henge Gargoyle and Tayo Cyclops, were not originally made by the people of Teslandia. The power to take tokens from other warriors was also something that was given by him. I'm positive that he has come back to steal the tokens by using Guy and August.
So both of them are aliens?
Even if he disguises himself, I'll always recognize him however he may appear. Those ice-cold eyes, I won't forget.
What do you mean you would recognize him?
How would you know him? You're talking like you've actually seen him before. The boy who synchronized with the warriors to fight long ago was exposed to high levels of Tesla Joules as they were absorbed by the warriors. As a side effect of this, the flow of time slowed down considerably for this boy's body. So in fact, his body has only grown older by 5 years over the last 1,000.
Impossible!
Ramon, don't tell me that the boy is actually...
Yes, that is correct. I am indeed that same boy. I was the first person to become one with the warriors and fight with them.
Hydro. The one nation on Teslandia that we don't know anything about. So then, what should we do about them?
I believe I have an excellent idea.
You're the two from before!
How'd you get in here? Stop! Hold it right there!
Stand down, Marius.
Huh?
Don't you remember that I told you earlier that they are my trusted advisors?
Yes, but still, King August.
You could say that our recent victory was all thanks to these two men, Marius. The ones who gave me the second warrior, Taio Cyclops, and who gave me the power to use Saber Lion to take tokens from other warriors, are none other than these two.
These two did that? But then, they must have given Guy Henge Gargoyle in exactly the same way.
So then, let's hear this excellent idea of yours.
Yes. He slips into the cracks of someone's heart, and that's how he controls them. One's desires, curiosity, stubbornness and pride, worry and anxiety. He enters these cracks in someone's heart and uses them to manipulate that person. Stubbornness and pride, huh? I'm sure in the beginning that both August and Guy purely just wanted to help their nations and its people to live better lives. Because originally the warriors were programmed to respond only to the pure hearts of youths in order that they could never be used for evil.
They must have pure hearts.
However, the difficult problems each of them faced created cracks in their pure hearts through which he could slip in, and thus their original goals were warped beyond anything they were intended to be. We can't allow him to get his hands on the tokens. If we do not want a repeat of that horrible tragedy, then we must now join together to stand against this crisis. We will stand together for Teslandia.
We join for Teslandia?
Yes, because the tokens do not belong to anyone. They belong to Teslandia.
It's time to move out. Is everything ready?
Your Majesty!
We're leaving already?
I have decided on an invasion plan for Hydro. There is no time to delay. Make the preparations.
Yes, sir.
Looking out through my own window, I see the future and the past. But when I need to find my way home, I turn to you to help me back. Hold tight, hold on. Everything is happening at hyperspeed. Hold tight, hold strong. Nobody is ever gonna take our dream. There is nothing that can stop us. No answer that we cannot find. We know that we can make it happen if we only have the will to try. Hold tight, hold on, hold strong. Everything is happening at hyperspeed. Hold tight, hold strong. Nobody is ever gonna take our dream.
Hahaha. 久しぶりだね、ラモン君。長い間エナジーチップを大切に保管していてくれたことには感謝するよ。これまで惑星エナジーを奪われ滅んだ多くの者たちの無念、絶望、苦しみ、君も存分に味わうがいい。次回ベイウォーリアーズサイボーグ魔獣召喚エビルゲッツ。